Hello and welcome to a short tutorial on how to fill out the UNO Grace Abbott School Social Work Grading Evaluation Tool for your practicum student. We have the grade evaluation tool is on our website. So if you go to our landing page at the Grace Abbott School of Social Work, you will see that there is Field Practicum tab right in the middle, and you can click down for supervisors and then scroll down a little bit to some of the supervisor forms. And there you'll find the Grace Abbott School Social Work Grade Evaluation Tool. So here we are on the instructions page, and you will see that there are tabs down at the bottom to navigate on which sheet you would like to be on. But let's start with the instructions page and kind of go over how to fill out the tool so you can grade and evaluate your student effectively. So the first part talks about when you do go to our website to get the evaluation tool, you want to make sure that you are downloading it and saving it to your computer. We recommend saving it under your student's name so you can go back and find it easily. If you just start using the tool straight from the website, it will not work correctly for you. So you do need to download it to your personal computer. Let's scroll down a little bit. We have a new ranking scale, which instead of on a scale of 1 to 10 is now a scale of 1 to 5. And the ranking scale of 5 then gives you a level performance of consistently exceeding effort, performance requirements, and competencies. So you can see we also have a description of that performance, and then it matches with the letter grade and definition. So at a level 5, a student's effort, knowledge, skill, ability, and achievements are consistently above expectations as established on the learning contract. So if you remember, the learning contract is really your driving force in the practicum for the student, and lists all the activities and assignments that the student would do while they are in practicum. And your grade evaluation tool comes off of that. So you are really evaluating everything that the student set out to do in practicum. So a 5, again, consistently exceeding effort. A 4, the student is fully meeting effort and performance requirements or competency. So here the student's effort and knowledge and skill, ability, and achievements are fully meeting the expectations, again, as established on the learning contract. A ranking of a 3 would mean that the student is partially meeting the effort or performance requirements or competency. So here, a student's effort or knowledge, skill, ability, and achievements are sometimes below the expectations that you would have for the student regarding their learning contract. At a ranking of a 2, the student rarely is meeting efforts or performance requirements or competency. And so here, a student's effort, knowledge, and skill, ability, and achievements are often below your expectations as a supervisor. And then we have a ranking of a level 1 where the student is not meeting those performance requirements or competencies or the skill ability that you would like the student to meet. So this instructions page is pretty important. And I kind of go over it pretty thoroughly so you have a good understanding of our new rating scale and what the ranking of a 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 means for your student. The next tab that we're going to cover is the cover page. And so this is where the students' information is and where they are doing their practicum. So you can see we have a grade evaluation tool that we are on in this example is for the BSSW student or the MSW foundation student. This is a generalist practicum example. We do have students at the advanced MSW level, and their grade evaluation tool runs the same way. They just would have 7 goals that you are evaluating the student on, and instead of 6. So there are 6 goals at the generalist level. There are 7 goals that you are evaluating the student on at the advanced level. Just make sure that you're choosing the right one. You don't want to start out with the wrong document. So you will know whether or not you're having a BSW or a foundation level student and would be using this one, or if your student is at the advanced level, you would be using the advanced level grade evaluation form. So here, let's say, for instance, that our student is at the MSW foundation level, that they are doing a practicum concurrently, that's over 2 semesters, and they're going to be starting in the summer and going through the fall semester of 2024. Now you'll see that we have a item here called modality. We're keeping track of whether or not students are 100% online or taking classes in person or hybrid. So let's say that this student is 100% online and is going to be starting in May of 2024 and then ending in December of 2024. Okay, so we'll need to make sure that we have the student's name in there. So at the best agency. And then you would fill in the rest of the information. Now, one of the things that we want to make sure is that you're putting in the student's ID number. You may not know that, so this is kind of like a safeguard to make sure that you're talking with the student about their grade once you've completed it. So here you want to make sure that you have your supervisor's name, and if you have a task supervisor, that person's name would go here as well. So once we have identified the grade, then that would go in here, and the student and everybody would sign. So we'll talk a little bit about that later on, but I wanted you to just see what the cover page looked like before we moved on to the grading. So let's say, for instance, it's the end of the first 256 hours, and you'll see the name comes up here. You have the student's name, Jane Doe, and she's ready for her first grade. So the best way to do it is to really have that learning contract out in front of you so you can identify those activities that the student is doing. And then you'll want to rank that student on that scale of 1 to 5. Remember, 1 is not so good, and 5 is where the student is consistently meeting or exceeding those performance requirements. 4 is where they're fully meeting those performance requirements, and 3 is where they're partially meeting. So you'll see that the little bullet is over here in the Start Here column. So let's say, for instance, that you wanted the student to go through orientation materials and review those with you. They fully met that. Maybe you wanted the student to attend weekly staff meetings, and let's say that maybe they out of the last 3 weeks, they only attended 2, and one of them they were late. So maybe not meeting the requirements that you had. In terms of oral written communication, maybe they're doing really well there. In terms of understanding technology, they're kind of knocking it out of the park. They know a lot more about the technology that maybe you even do. And regarding safety protocol, maybe they've reviewed that and the checklist and talked over some issues with you. And then here in the little box underneath, we are looking for comments. So here you're wanting to type in your comments about how Jane Doe is doing. So Jane is doing well, blah, 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 blah. Okay. And then once you have that, you'll see that it shows up. Really here, we're looking for about 3 to 5 sentences that you would want to enter. So that conveys to us what is happening, what is going on in the practicum, how you feel the performance of the student is going, whether or not you would have any ideas for areas of improvements, and really highlighting any strengths that that student has. You'll see a little red arrow or triangle in some of these objectives. Those are pop-up boxes that relate back to our accreditation standards. So these pop-up boxes are directly our competency or practice behaviors that relate back to our Council on Social Work Education accreditation requirements. So if you want to look and see what should a student be learning in this particular objective, we have a pop-up box for that. So as you see, I've moved all of those from the Start Here column to a ranking. And let's go ahead and do that with all the other ones. So let's say our student is actually doing really pretty well. And you'll notice that it ranks and gives you the average after each goal area. So going ahead and doing that, just making sure that you're typing in the box those comments as well. So here we are in goal 4. And typing in comments. Goal 5 on intervention skills, they're doing really well here. And typing in comments. And then let's say goal 6 on ethics, they're doing really well. And let's just pretend that we missed filling out the last one. So this item you'll see stays yellow and does not rank. So the number of items not ranked will come up as 1. So when we go to the summary page, you'll see that, oh, there's an error here. Something needs to be attended to, so you can go back to that one, rank the item, and that yellow box goes away. And then when you go to the summary, you'll see that yellow box goes away, and there's the total grand average score that the student is getting, and also the grade that needs to be written into the cover page. So it tallies everything for you. It also tells you what the grade is, so you can go back to that cover page and scroll down to the 256 hour and go ahead and incorporate that A-. Now you can use what we call the scribble tool, which is discussed on the instructions tab, to sign right here as the supervisor, the task supervisor, and then of course the student needs to sign it. Or you can print this page out and then make sure you review it with the student and everybody signs off on it. I think the important piece is that you really want to make sure that you're spending some time, carving some time out to review your comments with the student, so they have a good understanding of where they are at and what is expected of them for the second half of practicum. So let's say that the student has completed that first half, and now they've also completed the second half of their practicum. Again, you'll see the student's name, you'll see rank this item, and you'll also see what you gave them last time as a score. So maybe there's some improvements in some places, maybe the student is doing better. And so you want to make sure that you are ranking all the items. Again, if you miss one, it will stay yellow. And so you would go through the same process and clicking in your comments after each goal area. And so let's go ahead and do that again. And we're doing well here. And let's say they're meeting expectations in goal 4. And again, just making sure that you're writing at least 3 to 5 sentences as far as comments about what the student is doing. And, you know, at the end of practicum, you might want to give them some feedback on what they can do better or what they can keep in mind, maybe for their advanced practicum or for their professional career. So then we go to the summary page. And again, they got a little higher, but they're still falling within that A- range. So you would go back to the cover page and implement that A- for the student. And again, print out this page and sign off on it or review it with the student. Again, I can't stress the importance of reviewing it with the student. You want to make sure that you do that. Now, there is one tab on here called the Office Use tab only. This will tell us who the student is, that they are 100% online, and what they achieved as far as an average score on that competency. This is all for our assessment purposes for our accreditation standard. So that's it. That's our grade evaluation tool with our ranking scale of 1 to 5. Please get familiar with the description of the performance so you can evaluate your student accurately and effectively. And as always, we in the practicum office are here for any questions that you might have, any concerns that you might have. Feel free to reach out at any point. So thank you for your time.